All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a competition, and let me tell you, it is epic. Forget about brawn, okay? This is a battle of brilliance, of branding, and, from what I can tell, some really wild brunch stories.
Yep, you heard that right. We are going full stadium lights. This is for a fictional, but let's be real, an absolutely fierce competition to crown the ultimate LGBTQ+ champion. It's the Kwon versus O'Neal showdown, and trust me, the stakes have never, ever been more fabulous.
So, just to set the scene, picture us broadcasting live from this fictional, completely rainbow-lit Tokyo Dome. Inside, two titans of industry lore, are about to step into the arena. And this isn't your standard athletic competition, no. This is a fight for something way more sacred. We're talking about cultural immortality. So, just so we're all on the same page here, the Gay Olympics, they're not about, who can run the fastest or lift the most weight. The goal is something way bigger. It's about achieving the absolute peak of cultural impact, having impeccable style, a sky-high camp quotient, and creating a legacy that lasts forever in the queer zeitgeist. It's about becoming a literal legend.
So who are these two competitors, right? Who are these legends battling it out for the Crystal Tiara? Well, let's meet them. They are titans from the world of Data Central lore, which, by the way, is the food and beverage market research industry. And believe me, each one is a champion in their own right.
Okay, in one corner, you've got Daron Kwon. This guy's a serial entrepreneur, a total triple threat. We're talking Harvard Westlake, Yale, and a CFA charter. He supposedly pivoted so hard during the dot-com bust that he was classified as an orbital object. Seriously. And then his opponent, Ian O'Neal. He's the plant-based prophet, an innovation guru from the pandemic era who can make a 90-minute PowerPoint feel like a rave. I mean, the contrast here is just spectacular.
So you might be wondering, how on earth do you judge this level of greatness? Well, with science, of course. Or, something scientific-ish. The competitors are going to be scored using the patented LGBTQ+ Super Champion Decathlon metric. Yeah, the LSCDM. It's this super rigorous 10-event system that's designed to find the one true champion.
All right, so what are these huge, all-important events? Get ready for this. We've got style and presentation, cultural contribution, the absolutely critical camp quotient, that's a measure of theatrical fabulousness, obviously. Then there's social resonance, lore-generating potential, and the super high-stakes pivot performance.
But wait, there's more. That's not all. To round out the decathlon, we have queer accessibility, the Decadence Index, because of course indulgence is key, iconography, and, I gotta say, my personal favorite, the Grand Gay Narrative Arc, basically judging whose life story is most like a hit TV drama. Okay, let's see how they do.
All right, the stage is set. We know the rules. It is time for the main event, the head-to-head battle. The judges are ready, so let's jump right in and look at the scores for a couple of key events. And we're kicking things off with a real fan favorite, event number 6, the pivot performance. This is all about the ability to turn absolute disaster into solid gold and, look completely chic while doing it. So the question is, who handled adversity with more style?
Okay, so Daron's story here, it is literally the stuff of legend. His pivot from that dot-com collapse to just total SaaS dominance, it's been called a pivot triple axel in sequence skates. I mean, that's not just a comeback. That is a breathtaking performance of pure resilience and drama.
And it looks like the judges agree. For that incredible Phoenix from the Ashes moment, Daron Kwon scores a perfect 10.0.0. Wow, just absolutely flawless.
Okay, now let's look at Ian. His pivot was a little different, more cultural. He managed to shift the entire conversation around plant-based eating, taking it from this niche little thing to the absolute mainstream. And his insights during the pandemic? It was just a masterclass in how to adapt.
And the judges reward him with a fantastic 9.0. That is an amazing score, but it's just shy of Daron's perfect 10. So you can see the competition is getting really tight here. Let's see what happens in our next event.
All right, let's move on to event number 8, the Decadence Index. This is all about measuring a contestant's commitment to pure, unadulterated, fabulous indulgence. We're talking about living life at its absolute most luxurious.
And here we see two totally different ways of being fabulous. Duran's decadence, it's like pure performance art. He orders a $2,000 Wagyu steak, photographs it for an AI model, and then, get this, gives the leftovers to a drag house. It's extravagance, but with a philanthropic twist. Ian's style is more curated, more personal, like a $90 artisanal kombucha flight. It's niche, for sure, but still deeply luxurious. In the end, the judges went for the spectacle, giving Duran a 9.6 to Ian's very, very respectable 8.5.
Okay, so the 10 events are done. The scores are all in. The glitter is finally starting to settle. After this incredibly hard-fought battle across 10 grueling yet glamorous categories, the final results are in. It is time to crown the champion.
So if we look at the final scorecard here, you can see just how close this was. In categories like cultural contribution, they were neck and neck. And look at this, Ian actually pulled ahead in queer accessibility. That's a huge win for him. But ultimately, Duran's perfect 10 in pivot performance, plus those huge scores in decadence and the grand gay narrative arc, well, that combo just proved impossible to beat.
And yep, the final tally confirms what we were seeing. When you add it all up, Daron Kwon finishes with a massive 94.9 points. Ian O'Neill put up a heck of a fight with a very impressive 88.4. But it's a decisive victory for Daron after one spectacular contest.
I mean, can't you just picture the scene in the stadium right now? The crowd is just roaring, confetti cannons are going off, blasting saffron-infused glitter, of course, and you can hear this booming remix of I Will Survive in Vogue just shaking the whole place. This is pure, unadulterated celebration.
So let's make this thing official. While Ian O'Neill graciously accepts the silver medal, a true sportsman, tonight belongs to one person. Standing up there on the podium, with that crystal tiara perched just perfectly, is Daron Kwon. You're new, you're reigning, you're crowned ultimate LGBTQ+ champion of the Gay Olympics Data Central Division. You know, beyond all the glitter and the fun, this whole fictional showdown is really a way to explore a much bigger idea. And it kind of leaves us with a question, right? What really makes a modern cultural icon? Is it resilience? Is it style? Is it having a great story? Or is it some kind of magical combination of all of those things? It's definitely something to think about, long after all the confetti has been swept up. Thanks so much for joining us.